Okay, guys, so basically, this is the first time I play Heyday since I had COVID. So I'm going ahead and closing the Valley shop, going ahead and getting what I can, collecting what I can. Honestly, it's been a while, so I'm just checking up on my farm since then. I collect everything, from my shop, as you can see here. Um, and then we're gonna go on to the crops, and then I go ahead and have like a certain amount of crops every time. So I have like, I do my hay in one row, my corn, I do my carrots, like that. I have a certain stack of each. I just have a certain amount of everything, like crop wise, and when it comes to my productions and stuff. So right here, basically, I'm just going ahead and people help me with my tasks, like with the truck. So I go ahead and, meanwhile I'm doing other things, like right now going through my derby and stuff. My truck is going back and forth, so I'm like killing two birds with one stone. I always try to pick the easiest task for the derby, the ones that I know that I can do and finish, honestly. Um, I always hire, Rose, because she always helps out with the animals. I never really hire her husband because I feel like he doesn't really keep up with production as much as she does. Like, she really keeps up with the animal stuff. Maybe because she's a woman. Nah, I'm just playing. Anyways, but then this is where I go through all my animals. Since it's been a while, I'm feeding all of them, making sure there's enough feed in stock and some, so then that way, I can have a good amount of everything, because I like to keep a certain amount of everything so I don't run out, and I can go ahead and keep like my production and my farm like going on its own. As you can see here with all my productions, you're gonna see that I keep a certain amount of everything. I have a certain way of keeping up with my farm, so that way I'm never like wiped out clean with items. You can never forget to feed your animals. Always make sure you feed your animals. Trust me, your pets, they are your family, okay? You see, I have all these dogs and cats. I have guinea pigs. I have horses. You're gonna see right now I have a whole bunch of different kinds of birds, like peacocks and like toucans and stuff. And then I also have like bunny rabbits, because I have to have a jack of all trades, especially when you have a farm, like mine as well. Usually it's supposed to make you watch an advertisement, but I guess I get lucky and I just go with it and just collect the items as I go. And if I don't have to watch an advertisement to collect it, F it, like I'm gonna take it, you know what I mean? Um, And I always help my neighbors. That is my number one thing with my neighborhood. Like, you always help your neighbors. So I go through the requests every so often so that way I can go ahead and help out my neighbors. And then I'm just going ahead and going to my little town area. You already know it's simple, it's cute, whatever. I just go ahead and collect everything, and then I go ahead and place all of the people in their spots, like where they want to go, and then I feed them whatever I have in stock, as you'll see.
Switch it up.
So I usually always get the farm pass just because, I feel like it helps me keep up with my farm more, and it gives me like extra perks that, help me level up and help me make my farm run a lot smoother. And then, as you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Greg's farm, which is like, the computer like app thing, and I just collect all the cheap stuff from there, and then I go to all of my like neighborhood friends that are in my neighborhood, like all the farmers, and then I see what they need help with, so then that way, I just try to keep my neighborhood really smooth running for everybody else and easier for everybody else, because I just feel like we should always help each other out instead of making life harder for each other. So if I do have that item in stock, I always give it to them. Even if it's my last item, I can just always make more. So that's why I go ahead and I help everybody out. And I also see what's in the shop, because you never know, they might have something good. So there you go. This is where I go ahead and I check what my town needs, and I go ahead and make sure I make everything, so that way the next time I go to my town, I collect all my stuff per usual before I go to the town, and then that way, everything is ready for them. And then I have, like, I make one extra or how many ever extra, that way I can have a certain amount of stock every time, so that way if the next person needs it, I have it already ready. I know that was a lot. Sorry, I'm a yapper. But anyways, I just make sure this way, it just makes sure that my farm is running smoothly for me, and that way, I can have my own little town running smoothly, and then I can help other people's farm running smoothly. So this is where I go ahead and see which plants or fruits or vegetables, whatever, need to be, like whichever ones are low that need to be grown. So then that way it helps keep everything in track, and that way I can have, enough fruits and vegetables and flowers and stuff to help me make my items, to help other people and to help my town out. I gotta make that money. Right now I have, a couple, I have a good amount of money, I would say, but see, there's a lot of productions that keep popping up. The more you level up in this game, a lot of productions pop up and they cost a lot. So it kind of gets a little difficult. Anyways, now I go to my trees and I, make sure if I need to go ahead and harvest anything from my trees, I'll go ahead and do so. Cut down whatever needs to be cut down, replant whatever needs to be replanted, ask for help as needed. And yeah, you guys know the drill.
Switch it up. Switch it up. Rewind, come again.
And this is where I go through the news advertisement so that way I can go ahead and see what other farmers have for sale. That way, if they have what I need, I just go ahead and buy what I need. As you can see, there's a lot to do in this game so far. Now I'm going ahead and I'm fishing. I'm making sure I have enough nets. I usually keep 4, so that way I can go ahead and put 4 nets every time back. So that way, because they take a couple of hours, you know what I mean? So it kind of helps because I go every couple hours on this game. So by the time I go back on there, like everything should be finished. And it's a cycle. It keeps going. But I also need the fish fillet so that way I can go ahead and sell any extra, like how I'm doing so right now. I'm going through my stock and whatever extra I don't need, I just put it for sale. I have a certain stock of everything, like I said a million times. I always say I put a reasonable price for everything. Most of my stuff I put max price, but if I feel like it's something that shouldn't be max price and it should just be like basically like one and done and go, like a cheaper price. I just feel like it just depends on like the value and like the need of each product, because I feel like, for example, if pizzas were so easy to find in this game, I'm not gonna sell it for like a max amount. But if it's hard to find, I'm gonna sell it for a max amount because it would just make sense, you know. Make it make sense if you understand what I'm trying to put down. But I never put any of my stuff on advertisement because I always try to let my farmers get first dibs, like my neighbors. So whatever's left and like has been sitting for a while, I go ahead and then I put that on advertisement. But other than that, I always let my peeps get the first dibs because, you know, they are my peeps, and I feel like that's my way of showing them like, hey, this is my little gift back to you, if that makes sense, because I feel like I sell some pretty good stuff, you know what I mean, for my shop. I would say, you know, if you hit my store, you hit the jackpot, but I could be over exaggerating.
Switch it up. Rewind, come again.
Now this is kind of where I go read through my farm, like through my process, making sure everything is set right before I log off, because it does take real time. So as you can see, this takes 15 minutes for a cookie. Like, that's almost an hour. You know what I mean? I think it is an hour. I'm not sure. I didn't even see how much minutes. But anyways, it takes real time. So I let the game sit. You know what I mean? I log off and then I go back on every so often, whenever I have time. But yeah, so that's why I make sure everything is good and set right before I log off.
come again.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was all for my heyday lovers out there. And yeah, I just thought my channel could use a different type of video. Like and subscribe.